So first,
absolutely.
And I was like,
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar. Yes.
And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also a podcast. A day, it's sunny. Well, not for Meredith. Her volleyball got canceled. For me, it's sunny because I'm under a heat advisory.
Oh, I'm under a tornado warning.
Wow, we both have different things. Different weather patterns.
Crazy here. We had a massive shelf cloud come in. Like I saw on TikTok an entire massive tree out and like laying down on the street. Like took out an entire concrete slab. I'm like, how did that come out of the ground? I'm so confused. So I'm like a little terrified, but you know what? It's okay.
I think we're going to get your rain that you have next week. It's looking gloom.
But
it's looking gloom.
Have rain incoming.
It's looking gloom. But I will say, last summer, New York went through 14 weekends in a row where it was sunny throughout the week and then it rained every weekend.
The worst.
Talk about depression. And it was like record-breaking New Yorkers in depression. But it looks like next week it rains Monday through Friday and then Saturday it's sun. So
that's nice.
Take what I
am begging for one really, really good rain Saturday where you like gotta enjoy your Friday and Sunday, but you gotta just like sit and relax. Because for me, rain really helps me sit down and like not have the busy schedule I planned or
totally agree.
All the things I need to do. Like I just rarely do I tackle a to-do list on a rainy day. I love to lay down. And so I
totally agree.
That. Not this weekend, but like maybe in 2 weeks right before the 4th of July, you know?
No. Oh, I like that. Like a little reset right before. Yeah.
Before it gets crazy again.
Well, we've already started talking. But before we get into the actual show, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description. And please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, Meredith, do you have a small celebration?
I do. And I'm going to get 2 this week. One for me, one for the podcast. So I'm going to go, you're going to go, and then I'm going to go again. Okay?
Oh, okay.
My small celebration this week is that I fucking saved my entire apartment building because my neighbor's smoke detector was going off and it was right around dinner time. So I was like, you know what? That's happened to me where it's just like ripping and you're like, how do I get this reset? And I was like, my guy, like you need get that off. It was not turning off. And I was like, this guy usually comes home kind of late. I called my mom because my mom knows everything. And I was like, what do I do here? I don't want to like intrude if he's like cooking and like how embarrassing. And my mom was like, you need to call the fire department. I called the fire department. Guy wasn't home, left his oven on all day. Nothing was in it and like clearly was like clean. So it had been like 8 hours since he had like left. And the fire department was like, thank you for calling because like this would have turned into a situation. And I was like, you're welcome. I'm a hero.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Don't be a bystander. Call your mom.
100%. Yeah. And it was going on during the Summer House reunion. And I'm like standing outside with my phone, trying to communicate. And then I was like, I have to give up on the reunion and it's fine. But it was crazy. I felt bad because they had to like break into his door. And so I was like, sorry, but like safe in the building here.
Oh my God. Remind me today. I'm going to check everything. I don't even have a straightener plugged in. I'm going to make sure my straightener's off. That's like my biggest fear is leaving something on.
Yes.
One time during COVID, I had gone to, because I was half living in with my parents, half at like the apartment. It was 45 minutes away. And my mom was a teacher, so she didn't have a job that COVID summer. Not that she didn't have a job. She just like didn't have work.
Yeah.
And so I had like spent like a day setting up my new apartment because we had signed a lease in beginning of March of 2020. How Beautiful. Fun. And then I got the apartment in May. So I like moved everything and set it up and then like went back to my parents. And I was sitting around and I was like, oh my God, like the next fucking day or something, I was like, oh my God, I think I left a candle on. And my mom's like, I'll just drive down and check. And it like, I had the anxiety of like, I just burned down my entire apartment building. My mom got there. She was like, there was no candle, but I'm going to like chill in your apartment and watch TV and have a day to myself. And I was like,
beautiful.
Rock out, fuck the kids. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's like a fear. Oh my God, that guy.
Great news is like, you'll probably have neighbors who also don't want their home to burn down. So like they'll intervene. Because I was like, I'm going to give this guy
100%.
like 10 more minutes. Like, I don't know what he's doing in there. Like, I would be
Did you
so
go to
embarrassed.
work and then come back?
I went to work that day. Him and I left at the same time. Went to work that day. If I finished something like 30 minutes before I would like typically leave, like to come home from work, I'll just leave because like what's the point of like starting a new project to get like annoyed that I have to like leave during it. So then I'll like come home early, beat the traffic, and finish my workday at home. Fair. And so I did that. And I was like laying on my couch and it started going off. But it was like 4:45. So I was like, this is a bit early for dinner, but you know, who am I to judge? Maybe he is home. Like I had no clue. And I didn't know for sure if it was the guy across from me. I just knew something was going on out there. Nobody was leaving my building though. So I was like, am I the idiot for leaving?
That's a hero right there.
Yeah, so I'm a hero.
Nice.
That's my celebration is me.
Nice.
What are you celebrating?
Yesterday I did something I haven't done since I was 16. And let me tell you, my body hurts. But was it worth it? Kind of. I know I'm setting this up. I played laser tag.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Better than what you thought, right? Better than laser tag wins.
Well, I was like, what haven't you done since 16? Like
16 and it would hurt my body. Because let me tell you, we had our work engagement. So every quarter the company gives us $50 per person. So the finance team that I'm on, someone else planned it. I don't want anything to do with planning this shit. So I just say do whatever. I will show up because there's drinks, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to show up for alcohol. We could do anything. And it's laser tag. And I was like, okay, like, don't, you know, I was kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I haven't played laser tag in a long time. I don't know how, like, fun it is. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my God. Is laser tag not the best fucking game in the entire world? I had such a blast. I have not run. I don't run. I want to make that clear. I was sprinting my ass off. My body didn't know what to do after I was sprinting, stopping, hiding, crouching, rolling on the ground. Disgusting. Obsessed. We were disgusting. But like when you sweat with your coworkers and like you have to see each other's like sweat through each other, your shirts. It really, that's not something I wanted, but the actual playing of laser tag.
It bonds you in a way.
Whoa, yeah. I was having a blast. And someone on my team was like, it doesn't matter how many times you die. Because I don't know, this was a different laser tag than I played. Usually you go in a room, right? And then like you shoot around, and if you get killed, you just wait like 5 seconds and it like restarts
it just
you.
Like lets you go down for a while so you can't like shoot anyone and get points.
Yeah. But also I've played before where if you die a certain amount of times, like you have to leave the game, right? Because it comes down.
I've never had to leave. That would piss me off.
Yeah, because it comes down to a certain, like if you get killed like 10 times, you exit because that's how you figure out who the winner, like whoever's last man standing, you could play it that way. I've played it that way before.
Oh my God, I've only ever done points.
Okay, yes, this was points. So I, at one point, was just like, I'm just going to, like, suicide bomb it and walk out in the middle and just start shooting like I'm the fucking Terminator. And I was having a blast.
Was it a double-decker, too, or was it just all on one floor?
No, okay, here's the thing, because we're in New York. Where do you have room to laser tag? So this was 3 stories underground, which that works.
I love that.
But basically, it was just like a portion. Basically, like there's this 3-story building, but it's underground. So we're on the bottom level. And part of it was like an arcade. And then part of it was just sectioned off for laser tag. So looking down, I was like, oh, I hate that there are lights. And I hate that this is out in the open because normally you go in a room. But when you're in it, like they set it up really well where it was actually pretty big. But it wasn't so big where you're like hiding. Like you had to shoot. It like, cause that's, if you're in like a big room, you can hide for a little bit and like strategy. This was like, I could run for 3 seconds and hit the other wall. So y'all got to get out of my way.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun.
You got to be a sharpshooter. You got to be good with your target so that people aren't hitting you.
Oh, it was so funny.
So fun. Man, that's going to make me want to do that for my birthday this
year.
No,
I literally looked into it today to be like, how much would it cost to rent this out for my birthday? Because then adult birthdays are weird because I'm like, do I ask everyone to like pitch in their $40 or do I just cover it?
I did laser tag for my 18th birthday and it was the most fun thing ever. And we went during like the day, so I didn't have to like fully rent it out.
Yeah.
And it was just my friend group.
Your summer and
It was so much fun.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm debating because I did look into it and the prices aren't like that bad, but I would love if like everyone else could just like put in $40.
I would charge people a certain amount.
Maybe I'll cover half and they cover half. I'm like, everyone bring 20.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that too because that and like drinks would be fun.
No, it was so fun. Drinks, though, we were taking it really seriously. Like, after one drink, we got our round 2 because we played 2 rounds. Oh, my God. I was like,
tag, we're going in sober, and then let's go get hammered after.
Yeah. We did, like, one round for 15 minutes, a drink, and then another round. And that drink, I was like, ugh, already. Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, and next time we're doing athletic clothes because we were in our work clothes and that was so fucking stressful. Terrifying. Some guy was in jeans. Luckily, I wore linen pants because I was like, I gotta move. But yeah, some people were in jeans and I was like, that sucks. Because I want to take it seriously, like face paint. No, it was so good.
The competitive nature that comes out of me in moments like that is unreal. I'm so jealous of you.
Every time I died, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding? Like, everyone knew where I was because I'd be like, you take it so fucking seriously. Kidding me? But then I was like doing stupid shit, just running out in the open, being like, I'm killing everyone. Yeah. And then when I would die, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, oh, I can't believe I was out in the open. Oh, it was so good.
Who would do that to me?
It was so good. Anyway. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Okay. Go with your second.
Last small celebration, this one's for the podcast, is we have hit 21,000 on TikTok and 16,000 on Instagram. I was gonna just do this off of 20 and 15,000, but like it just keeps going up. It has been a wild week for the podcast socials, and I'm just so grateful for every single person who follows us and is like so engaged. It's just the best little community. People have written so hard for my little audiobook series, and it just brings me so much joy and love. And I just love doing it with people that it's fun.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like your own little book club, and I love that. Yeah, I'm not gonna read these fucking books.
No, I really thought nobody gave a shit about the audiobook series like to this degree, and especially about Dorit's when I was like, hey guys, sorry, we're gonna stop this. But the people who were like, you have to continue, I need to know this from you, I was like, that made me feel so good about myself.
A 10 out of 10. Yeah, you have so much engagement. You ended up being chatted about by our 2 favorites, Teddy and Tamara. Yeah.
I woke up to a comment from someone being like, you're on the 2T's podcast. And I was like, oh no. Like,
oh no.
That just always makes my heart drop to be like, what did people say? And also like, I don't follow their podcast. I'm not obsessed with them. Like, they're not my favorite housewives by any means. So I was like, oh God, what is going on?
No, it was fine. I mean, I was laughing because I notoriously hate both Teddy and Tamara. I think Teddy's like the single worst housewife that's ever
But I felt validated by them. They were like agreed. It's like, okay, yes, I do know that it's copyright infringement. I will say that. I know that, but like it's promotion for their own book. So
It is. And maybe if people like what they're hearing, they'll like read it because you're not doing the whole book.
So many people comment about that. Mm-hmm. That they do end up buying it. So, you know what, Dorit, that's your choice. I will just recap it and people hate you even more now.
There you go, Dorit. Making us pay $25 for it, for nothing.
No, that pisses me off.
Oh, well, it's an expense. It's a business expense. Who cares?
Yeah, so if you're not joining us on socials, you should because it is a party, especially this week.
Yeah, Meredith has gone off with this Dorit shit. She's made an enemy out of Dorit.
I've had to keep my dad, lawyer, podcast up to date because him and I were debating all weekend what to do about this DM I got from the publisher. And then I was like, who cares? And I was like, yeah, my guy, I do care. I'm worried. I don't think you're as worried as you should be. And then I've kept him updated and he's like, this is okay, cool. Congrats, these randos put you on.
We have our lawyer who's not taking anything seriously. All my dad does.
Whatever.
My dad's our HR guy if we ever need that. But our lawyer really.
My dad was like, they're 9-to-5ers. Don't worry about it on the weekend. I was like, no, I agree with that because they didn't DM me until Monday morning.
But my gosh, our lawyer should be more aware. He should be more concerned about us.
Dad, the social stuff doesn't
pull it together. Oh my God, so funny. A 10 out of 10. People love the books. I love the books.
I love the books. I'm happy that I don't have to sit through Dorit's at one, like the original speed. Now I can just speed through it 2 times speed.
Yeah. Honestly, probably for the best. And you don't have to like record yourself like doing anything. You just listen. Because I feel like most of it is just eye rolls anyway.
That's the hard part is I can't listen to like on the bus. I can't do it when I'm doing other stuff. I have to dedicate very specific time. So really excited to clean my apartment and listen to the rest of the chapters. And
there you go.
Back.
Look at that. The copyright lawyer did you a favor. Anyway.
Yeah. Thanks so much to the publisher for getting me out of this crazy situation.
I love it. Should we do news?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have anything major?
I don't know. Hey, I wrote things down. Hang on, because I don't remember
I have one that just broke.
Okay, you go.
Melania Guidice was arrested.
Yeah, I was going to write this down. I saw you wrote it down, so I said I'm not going to write it down. Yeah, Melania, for like assault and battery, right?
Yeah, something that happened in May.
Ooh, May?
Yeah,
we've been waiting on this one.
I only saw really the headline. I didn't dive deeper, but...
Man, what do we think? I mean... I am surprised in a sense.
Me too.
Because I just feel like public figures should like maybe hold it together a little better than than others. You know what I mean?
On the assault stuff, absolutely. Like,
but I'm not going to say her mom isn't known for assault.
You know what? You're so right.
She's assaulted a table.
She's assaulted Andy.
She has assaulted Andy. The Italian in them. No, I'm not going to blame fucking Italianness, but...
Well, you are an Italian, so I guess you can get away with this.
I'm not, though. I don't know.
That Italian.
I don't understand when people are like, oh, I'm this way. I hate when people are like, oh, yeah, I hit people because I'm Italian. And it's like, no, I don't think that's correct. You know what I mean? That's like crazy. Like, maybe you talk with your hands, but I feel like non-Italian people also talk with their hands and are also loud.
100% because you're Italian. It's truly just the house you were born and raised into. It's like nurture versus nature. Like, your family talked with their hands, so you started talking with your hands.
Okay, I looked it up really quick. It says she was arrested on May 14th at 6:12 p.m.
Oh,
so
an early evening arrest.
Breaking now. Arrested by Montville Township. I don't know where that is.
It has to be down in Florida. I think she's the one that goes to school in Tampa.
Yeah, she is. But you're gonna tell me Montville doesn't sound like it could also be in Jersey? I don't know.
You're not wrong.
But charged with simple assault and purposely / knowingly causing bodily harm. Yeah, she didn't enter a plea. Ooh, which I guess that's fine. Everyone's reached out. Nothing has happened. Okay. Well, if Gia had gone to law school, she could be representing Melania.
Well,
but she
very
didn't.
unlikely because she probably would have been.
She was immigration
registered
law
in New Jersey, not in Florida.
And she was immigration law.
True.
I don't know.
I mean, not crazy for a college student to get an arrest. Like, I don't think that's crazy on her. I'm just like, who did you assault and why? And why did you plea? I feel like pleading would have been way better for you.
That also, like, assault is, I feel like, very easy to prove. Especially with, like, phones and stuff, right?
I was gonna say, this day and age, like, those kids have that on recording.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I ever tell you about the guy from my high school that got, in college, he was charged with assault?
No.
Oh, this was crazy. Okay, so I'm not really friends with him, but it was post-college, right? It was like, we had all just graduated and we had all just moved back into our fucking hometowns. And we went to the local bar, the townie bar for a night.
Love.
And I was with one of my best friends, Heidi, and we were literally staring. This guy from our high school is like 6'4", ginormous, like built like 3 brick walls. Like this he was a D1 football player. Like he's humongo. He was on the line. Anyway, we were just staring at him, and my friend and I were like, I wonder if he would kill us with one punch to the face. This was the game we were playing. We were like, yeah, I wonder. Because, like, he's big, but is he big enough to kill us one punch in the face? I don't know. And so,
yeah,
we were drunk. And so we walk up to him and we were like, hey, do you think you could kill us if you had one punch to our face? Do you think you could do it? And he goes, did you guys hear about my arrest? And we went, what?
You're like,
like
who
the
did
way
you kill?
we both went, what? And he was like, I don't want to talk about it. Well, luckily, one of his best friends.
You don't get to bring it up and then say, I don't want to talk about it. I hate when people do that.
One of his best friends was my ex, my high school ex. So I wandered over to him and I was like,
and you're like, listen.
Hey, babes, how's it going? You look so hot. Tell me about this arrest. And so you get him a little drunk and he starts talking about how this kid from my high school was at a bar and he just like got mad and he punched this dude in the face.
Over but like nothing?
I don't know what it was, but it couldn't have been that fucking bad. I think like they got pushed into each other and there was like a scuffle.
Like clearly an overreaction.
Yes, this dude... A D1 football player definitely has anger issue. Yes, that is this guy. But he, punched this guy in the face a few times to the point that the guy had to be airlifted from this college bar and had facial reconstructive surgery and obviously, like, was pursuing legal action. Now, I don't know how it ended. And I don't really give a shit. But the football player, it should be mentioned, is MAGA, so I don't really give a fuck, honestly.
Alicia, that's wild.
Yeah, shout out that guy. So, but yeah, it was crazy for it that we thought of that. And then he went, have you heard about my arrest?
He's like, how did you know?
I was like, well, now we're going to know about it. Thanks.
Seriously.
Anyway, that was a side story. Sorry, everyone.
Wow. Any other news from you?
Yes. So Dana from Vanderpump Rules, she's out. She came out. She's gay. Yes, we love it. Yes. I love when people are gay.
Because she had previously come out as bi in 2019, but now she is saying she's just a lesbian, which go off, queen. Love it.
Every day in this country, we all all the women get a little more gayer.
And I think her like comment on it was really cute. She was like, hey, all the late in life lesbians. Yeah. And I was like, that's like such a journey probably to figuring it out. Because like she clearly knew she was into women, but to realize like, actually, no, like these men are not it. I mean, we already know that, but it doesn't even do anything for me down there.
And you know what? That gives me hope that to this, like one day I could still wake up and be a lesbian.
And realize it. Like, it was just the societal programming that made you like men.
Yeah, I had only ever dated men, so I didn't know how much better it was. Yeah. We're still hoping.
One day.
And then my other piece of news was, and I hate to do this, and I don't really care, and maybe I'm wrong for that, but I do want to know what your thoughts are. Did you see our boy Hudson Williams got caught up in some controversy?
I did. I did see this.
I do want to discuss because I feel a certain type of way, but I don't know if I'm wrong or right. Okay. So what are your thoughts? You saw it happen. Well, what happened?
What I saw happen is I saw photos surface of Hudson Williams. He was in high school, I believe.
Yep.
Him and like two friends, because there's different versions of the photos. And they all have like writing all over them, all over their clothes, their faces. And on Hudson's face, on his forehead, like to like the left side, is a swastika.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That took me by surprise. Just all the writing. I was like, what is going on here? You could tell it was kind of like a end of school celebration type of like that always happens. And I was like, whoa, who did that? Because to me, my first reaction was like, you didn't do that to yourself. That wasn't like an active choice for you to put that on your face. And I don't know how much I would know what everybody's writing on me in a situation like that. So that was my first reaction, is like, who did that to him?
Fair.
And then I was like, where did these photos come, and does he know about them, and has he made a statement? And I haven't seen a statement from him.
I don't think it was from him, but I think his people, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw his people said something like he was unaware that was on his face. He did not write that. Like, he is just as upset and disappointed. Like, he was just unaware, and like he understands why people are upset.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I saw it, and I too, my first thought was, where the fuck did these photos come from? That was truly my first thought. And I hate that my first thought wasn't like, that's terrible. It was just like, where the fuck did these come from? Obviously, then I was like, that's terrible to have that on you. I also, though, am a big believer that, like, and this could be crazy, but if you don't get famous until you're like an adult, because I think like the famous children are more aware of it, and especially like if you're a millennial slash like or like old Gen Zer, I think that anything you did before like the age of like, let's say 16, because that's when you can drive a car, so you should be responsible. I think we should like give a lot of grace, or maybe before like 18, because like Jesus Christ, if I can't become really famous. I don't know what was on my Twitter at 14. There might just be something. I kind of disagree.
I think you should be so responsible for what your actions are. However, this is not an action that Hudson took proactively and did it himself. So I don't put this in the same boat. But I very much think if you did this stuff when you thought only 10 people were watching, and now you're famous, and now you care what people's perception is, that's extremely performative and upsetting that, like, you only care now that you're famous and, like, would change things.
No,
but I agree, but like, dropping slurs and, you know, like, talking, like, poorly about people and, like, being racist, like, that's an active choice. And if you're just in the wrong crowd, I find that so weird. Like, I know people in
That's not really what I'm saying, though. Like, it's more of like, when you're a kid, you don't really know. Like, you have to be taught a lot of things. And I understand, like, you know not to be mean to people. You know not to be, like, overtly racist, right? But, like, growing up, I didn't know the R word was a bad word towards people with disabilities. And I have a brother with autism. It wasn't until I was, like, 14 when my mom heard me say it that she was like, hey, that's not a nice word. I thought it was I just thought that was something people said to mean like stupid or weird. Like, genuinely, right? I didn't know what the N word was. I just thought it was rappers saying it until like, okay, we got more into the internet and I can like understand that. Or like, I didn't realize that the F word was that hurtful.
Dropping an R word like as a joke to your friends versus using it as a slur towards people with disabilities is the same thing too. So like there's varying degrees of this.
I agree. I just think like, yes, but I think like there should be some grace as like a child depending on, because we cancel people for like, right, in rap videos saying the N word. Right? Yeah. You're singing a song, but where do you land on that? And what I'm saying is like, when I was a kid growing up, I loved Lil Wayne. My Twitter might be filled with Lil Wayne lyrics that might use the N-word. I don't know. I deleted my Twitter and like, I'm not saying I did that, but like there was a thought that like that's a possibility that might be out there. I might have used the R word in a tweet at 14 at some point, right? Like, do I get canceled?
I think a lot of it is a scale of what the intent behind the initial interaction was. Have you learned and grown? Are you a different person now? Are you actively doing it? And what the response is. Because I think when people get really defensive and are like, I was a kid, leave me alone. It's like, you're not taking it seriously. And like the growth from that is shown in the response is like, you still don't care the impact of the words you would possibly have. So that's why I'm like immediately like, oh, what did Hudson say about this? What is the actual situation that went down? Because it's very obvious, like he did not write that on his face. So the initial intent did not come from him. He doesn't know about it. He did eventually know about it, but you can't scrub the internet of photos you didn't take or own. And so like that one's really hard.
Do you think he needs to say something about it?
I think he should. I kind of don't like that it just came from his team, because that's still your face, and like like you need to say something about it. Because the thing is like, what happened when you did find out? You know, like, were you trying to get that off your face, or did it not really matter to you? Yeah. And so like that's where your intent and your actions come into play, is like what happened when you did find out. And then from there, I do think people are trying to cancel him very quickly. And I think there's a lot of pressure to cancel people of color over white people and politicians who do a lot of terrible, terrible things. And so if you are very up in arms about this, you have a lot more to be up in arms about.
Literally. But yeah, I'm not mad at him about this. No. I also think it's crazy when someone gets famous and then someone has a picture and is like, you know what I should do? Now is release this. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I also like, again, we're children, we're stupid, and like it obviously wasn't meant with, we're assuming, like malicious intent because he didn't write it. I do think you're right. It's all about like the intent and what someone's doing. But yeah, I did see that the internet is a little all up in arms. I don't know. I feel like I feel the other end, people are like, he did nothing wrong. And it's like, yes, but this is still his picture, his face. He needs to do something.
Address it. This is still a really horrific symbol, and it deserves the respect of addressing it.
Agreed. Like, I think, both things can be true, but our boy Hudson, ooh, I was like, that. I hate that that's happening.
First little scandal.
Ooh, I hate that for him.
Okay, in more positive news, have you seen all the people coming for the World Cup from Europe and, like, exploring America? I find it so comical. There's one guy, I've seen his tweets being put on TikTok. I haven't seen his TikTok. Okay. But the account is so cute. He landed in Atlanta and is just like exploring and asking people what to do. And he went to Wendy's. He went to Walmart. Mm-hmm. He did a float on the Chattanooga River and is driving, I believe, to Texas. He went to like a Buc-ee's. Like, he's like, this place is great.
Yeah, no, I do love the Europeans discovering. I saw one where a guy was discovering Costco. He's like, I went to Walmart, but now we're in Costco.
Yes, he's like, why is it so big? And everybody's like, we do one grocery haul a week. We don't go every day, my guy.
I've also seen people, like you said, discovering fast food. So one of them, I saw it was like a Chicago guy who was like recapping a lot of them. And he's like, they discovered Portillo's. And I was like, that's incredible. He's like, this was my favorite. I saw one guy discover
French fries in a Wendy's Frosty, and he goes, this shouldn't be so great, but it's amazing. He's like, the salty, the sweet, the hot, the cold. He was like, and the girl is American who was like filming him, and she was like, you've never tried this? And he was like, why would I ever think to put a French fry in a milkshake? And she goes, it's a Frosty, not a milkshake.
That's just like what you do. I love a Frosty. Don't you see
why we have an obesity issue? No. Our food is amazing.
It's incredible. Yeah, that's the guy that I was watching his TikTok from, the guy from Chicago. He was like, Americans go to Europe and we lose weight. Like, the Europeans are going to gain the freshman 15.
I've heard people call it the Traveler 20.
There you go. Do whatever you got to do. Yeah, no, I'm excited for them. I hope they have a fantastic time. Good luck to all the Europeans trying to walk to MetLife from New York City. May God be with you. Don't do it. They
don't understand how big our country is and how, like, we do not have great public transportation. And if we do, it's like being upcharged to $150 a ticket.
No, and also, like, not to be rude, but Europeans, you really don't understand how hot it is here.
No.
Did you see that one of the, like, European soccer teams was practicing in North Carolina and had to pause their practice because the heat is so bad? And people are like, yeah, and you troll us for having air conditioning. Yeah. But we need it because it is so fucking hot.
It's also the beginning of June. Like, babes, it's only gonna get worse. It's
only starting. And can I say, I went to Italy in July. Okay? In the middle of July. That's hot. But I don't remember being like, I'm dying. I just remember because Europeans don't believe in water either for some fucking... They don't believe in cold drinks, water, or air conditioning, right? So my ass prepared before. I was like, I'm going to spend so much money on water bottles. I don't give a shit, right? And so I did. I hydrated. Anytime there was a fan, I stood in front of it. And obviously I didn't get cold drinks, but I tried the best I could. I wasn't drinking hot coffee. And let me tell you, I was fine. I was never like, this is unbearably hot. I was perfectly fine. Welcome to the United States, baby. You're going to be so happy we have
Buckle
ice.
Up.
You're going to be so happy we have ice. You should drink more water. Whatever you think's enough water, drink more of that.
That's what people were saying, especially in the Midwest with the humidity and like the South being so bad. They were like, your body has a hard time cooling down because it can't, evaporate your sweat because of the humidity in the air. Yeah. So, like, you need to drink 10 times more water than you think. And if you're thirsty, you're an hour too late. Like, start chugging.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Like I said, New York's under a heat advisory. And people are going this, like, Saturday, Sunday to MetLife for games. Like, please drink your fucking water. Also, for any European that might be listening or a person in New York, if you need air conditioning, New York has tons of cooling systems or like cooling spots.
Like go to those spots. Yeah.
Go to free spots and get cool. Don't sit here and say you're too good for AC, okay? Have your AC, have your ice, have your water, Europeans. Just live in American summer, okay?
Live in American summer,
we have
babes.
European summers. Have an American summer for once in your goddamn life and shut the fuck up about it.
And then you're going to go home and be so happy when you go back to Europe. Like,
yeah.
Imagine our worlds and then imagine yours. We're vastly different, babe.
Yeah.
We got highs and lows on either side.
For sure.
Our temperature's higher, but we have ice.
Yeah, I love the TikToks where people come back from Europe and they're like, they just have ice all of a sudden. They're like, USA, baby. The eagle like squeaks. Hell yeah.
Oh my God, after I did that month in Italy, I was so excited to have good Asian food because they had nothing. And same with like spices and like fresh herbs. They just don't have it. And I was like, God, I just love how robust our grocery stores are with the types of foods and how many types of foods we have at restaurants. And I live in a major city, so I get them all done really well. Like, amazing.
And sometimes, honestly, like, sorry, Europe, I just want a burger.
A good burger.
And I don't want to be clowned for a burger because when I was in France with my family, we sat down and yes, we're a group of Americans, okay? You can't offend me by saying that. And this waiter comes over and he just goes, 5 hamburgers. And my dad was like, probably. Yeah, probably.
What I want.
Also, you're trying to, we're not offended for being, I mean, like, now I'm offended I'm an American, but also like,
but not because of my eating choices. Also, I'm at a restaurant and you serve the hamburger. If I went to a restaurant and
you don't serve a hamburger, I'll order something else.
Fine. Like, I clearly went there without it. Just because you're mad because I'm choosing something on your menu?
No, I'll order. And then my dad was like, "Can we try some escargot?" And this guy was like, "You're not gonna like it." And we were like, "Okay, well, we'll pay for it."
I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
And also, this is my other bitch about Europe. I love Europe so much. I want to be so clear. I never know if we could use bathrooms or not, but that's just me and like public restrooms. Because sometimes you're like, "Can I use the bathroom?" And they're like, "It's downstairs 7 flights." And I'm like, 7 flights? You don't want me to use this bathroom for sure.
You always gotta catch it at a restaurant. And then this is why I always do, and this is the most American thing I do in Europe, a soda break at McDonald's in the afternoon hits because you get ice in your drink, a cold soda, and you can use the bathroom.
Oh my God. We do a lot of tours. I'm a big tour girl. I believe in tours, okay? Yeah. If I want to see something and I don't know the best way to get there, like in Florence, they took us to Pompeii. We weren't figuring that shit out. Put me on a bus. I love it because they will literally be like, "This is your bathroom stop." And I'm like, incredible. Let me walk in.
Understood. We're from Midwest families who drove everywhere. My mom always told me when I wouldn't want to have a bathroom. So I need that notice too.
100%. But Europe, I feel like and I get it. You shouldn't vacation here, especially in the current political climate. If you can avoid it,
absolutely,
I would
not.
But having an American summer should be the move for Europeans.
Because the World Cup is happening, if they weren't already coming here, I would be like, avoid us at all costs. You have chosen to book your flights already. Sure. Enjoy the beautiful things that we do have. Like a Wendy's Frosty, some ice, air conditioning.
This is so humidity. Delayed. When Obama was president, you guys should have been running here for summers.
True.
You guys get like 2 months off. We don't have that here in corporate America. Book your really vacation.
I know you're... see a good part of it within like a month or 2 months too.
Everyone's going to Ibiza, but like, why not try
the Grand Canyon?
I was gonna be like Fort Wayne, Indiana, or some bullshit, you know? Like, who knows?
Let's put something good out there. Why set the bar low? No offense to Fort Wayne.
An American summer should be the new European thing. That would be so funny.
I just imagine all these people driving too. Like that guy I told you who flew into Atlanta. He was driving. He like posted his maps and it was like a 10-hour drive. And I was like, you're getting America. Like driving long distances is so American.
10 hours is a good amount too. I was going to say, I hate when people are like, "Oh my God, that's so far. That's 2 hours." I'm like, 2 hours?
That's like a commute to work.
That's there and back. Yeah, what are you talking about? My parents would come visit me. When I was in Puerto
Rico with my mom, we like drove over from the west side of the island to San Juan to get lunch with her, like some people she does business with, and they were like, "You drove all the way over from this?" I was like, "Babe, it was an hour and a half."
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Sometimes it's long if you're on vacation because you're like, "I'd rather not be driving," but like it's not like out of pocket.
Not groundbreaking. I have had worse experiences in my life in a car.
For sure. For sure. One time we made it from Chicago to Pennsylvania, 14 hours. And we could only pee when my dad said we could, which was when he needed gas. So we had to align our pee.
Growing up, I used to have to drive to Indiana and back in the same day as a kid because my mom was like, we don't have time to spend the night. Like, we'll be there all day. We're going to leave at 6 a.m, get there at night. We're going to leave at 7 p.m, get home at 10. And I'd be like, of course, whatever. I have no choices.
The best is if we do like a boat day. Like, we would drive up into like Wisconsin, and it would take like 4 hours to get there. And then we would have a full boat day and then drive all the way home. But that's your day. That's just your day. And you know what?
As a kid, you just fall asleep and you just shut up, get your games going, like, leave me alone.
I'm so happy my parents still think of me as an unmarried child because I don't want to drive. When my dad asked me to drive, I go, are you fucking kidding me?
My max is like 2 hours. I can pitch in, but I'm on the way there, especially if there's drinking involved. I'm not ruining my day. I'm a child who is of legal age to drink.
When we recently did a road trip to Montana this past summer, not this summer, the last one, at one point we were driving. This is the problem with driving sometimes. You overestimate your skills, and it was pitch fucking black in Montana, and we were just trying to get home, and we couldn't see anything, and it was like so scary. And my dad had been driving all day, and he was like stressed and over it, and we stopped at like this little shop to get coffee, but my dad was like, I don't want to drive anymore. And I looked at my mom, and I was like, fuck, it's between us. I was like, I don't drive. I'm in New York. And my mom was like, I'll drive if you stay up with me. And I was like, I don't want to watch us die. I like being in the back. So I did. I kept her up, and I was like, and my dad, the gall, fell asleep in the back. When he was driving, he said, Alicia, you have to stay up and keep us awake. So I was chatting my little ass off. It was a mini podcast. I was saying anything about anyone. Chat. And then the minute we're up front, he passes out. I was like, bitch. Are you kidding?
No loyalty. No,
none. So the next time I was like, I'm leaving you for dead. I will not keep you up. I don't care.
Gosh. Anyway. Do you have any other news?
Nope. That was it. Should we get into reading?
Yes. What have you got on your reading list?
I think I told you last time I'm reading a book called My Friends that was recommended by friend of the podcast, Trevor.
Yes.
Okay, Trevor, if you're listening, it's a very good book. However, this book, if I remember correctly, came up in conversation when I was like, I love heated rivalry. I love like a gay love story. And he said, try this book. It's a little gay, but it's more of like a very sad story. It's not a love story.
Not like smutty. It's like serious.
It's not really, they're not even falling in love. You just kind of know that. Okay, it's about, because now I've read it. I have like 30 pages left and it is due tomorrow, so I have to finish it tonight. But basically, it's about this group of 4 friends, right? Okay. And it goes back and forth between, like, the current time and, like, telling the story of these 4 friends. But basically, it's about these 4 friends and how they grew up and, like, the hardships they went through. And then, like, how they all wanted to escape their town because they were all going through different things and how they all went separate ways. And then, like, in current times, one of the friends is a famous artist. And then he has his friend / lover, but they haven't actually, like, said it. They've just said, like, they were in love, but that's like kind of it.
Okay.
The artist dies, but like the artist had befriended a teenager who loved his work right before he died. So now his lover is like stuck with this teenager. And so he's telling the teenager about his friend group growing up, these 4 kids, and how like they became very close.
Can you clarify something?
Yeah.
The teenager and the lover are not falling in love.
No. Okay. The artist, his name is Cjat. That's how he goes.
Okay.
That's his real name's Kim, but it doesn't matter. The artist name is Cjat. So Cjat, the artist, accidentally meets this teenager, Louisa. And Louisa loves this artist, right? But she's like a poor runaway from foster care. So she's like telling the artist this, and he like immediately is like, oh my God, she's so fun. And then the artist dies, but before he does, he wants to give one of his paintings to Louisa. So he looks at his partner and he's like, hey man,
make it happen.
You got to give this. So then the partner, I think his name's Ted. And I know that sounds weird, but that I wouldn't know, but it's like kind of in his POV a lot. But Ted finds Luisa and's like, here's the painting. And she's like, what do I do? And he's like, sell it. And she's like, how do I sell it? And he gets like roped into taking her back to his hometown so they could find someone to help them sell it so that she could be rich. And on the whole, they're having like a full adventure, but then he's also telling her the story of his friend group, which included the artist himself and then like 2 other kids.
Okay.
So there's no like I see how they're falling in love.
Happening. It's
the friend group
story that already happened.
Yes, it is a very beautiful story of like these 4 friends. It really is, but I'm like, I wouldn't call it a gay love affair.
It doesn't strike the chord of what you were asking for.
Yes.
And like what you were talking about when you got the recommendation.
Yes, I went into it with a different idea.
Different than what you thought.
It's definitely a 5-star read. It's very good. It's very heartbreaking. It wasn't Heated Rivalry.
It wasn't the great sequel to Heated Rivalry you needed.
I must have misunderstood. I thought we were having gay sex. Okay, we are not.
I thought we were vibing, emotions, miscommunications, falling in love.
I still don't even know how the artist and Ted end up together. They were just like friends, and then the artist went traveling around, and then one day like Ted showed up, and I'm assuming they just like started dating. But like that's all assumed. Okay. So yeah, it's not Heated Rivalry, but it's a very good book if anyone wants to read it.
Okay. What's the name of it again?
It's called My Friends by Frederick Backman.
Okay.
It's very good. It's very good.
Perfect.
Just don't expect it to be Heated Rivalry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay, great.
Wait, I'm watching a show about Friends that I think you need to watch. I want to pitch this to you.
Okay, go to watch it. What are we doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this new show on Hulu called Not Suitable for Work.
Oh, I've heard of it.
5 friends, 3 guys living in an apartment, and they're all friends. 2 of them went to the same high school, and I don't know where they picked up the third. I think in college, maybe. They're all living together, and then 2 girls across the hall. So it's very much like Friends, like that show vibe, or like New Girl vibes, where it's 20-somethings living in a city, figuring out their life. So far, I think 5 episodes have dropped, and then I think there's one more drop here in June, so it's not done yet. A great time to get into it. But the 2 girls across the hall, they met in college, and one girl from that slept with one guy in the other apartment when they were all in college, but didn't fully realize it, like happenstance moment.
Great. Yeah.
And then that same girl also works with a different guy in that apartment. And so there's like connections here, but they're not like long standing. They're clearly like trying to figure each other out. Like whenever the girl I just mentioned who like slept with one of the guys, works with one of the guys, she just moved to New York City. And so when she moved there, the guys tried to get them kicked out of their apartment. And so there was like beef at first, and now they're like becoming friends in a community and doing stuff together. But then there's love interest. But the beautiful part about the love interest factor is that there are multiple guys swooning over these 2 girls, and the girls aren't like swooning so hard back. It's not like they're in love with them more than the guy is. Like multiple guys are obsessed with these women, and it's amazing.
Okay, no, it's on my list. I was waiting for the second drop because it's a Mindy Kaling show, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's on my list, but I don't like when I can't binge it.
So wait until Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think, what is that? The like 16th? That will be the last drop, I believe.
Yes. It's on my list because I do like Mindy Kaling shows, even if Mindy Kaling, I love her so much, but also like sometimes I just want to shake her, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of her shows are like hit or miss. Not hit or miss. A lot of her shows are really fantastic, but sometimes her female characters, I'm like, you know.
Yeah, I think these ones are better female characters. I would say I like some of her other shows holistically better, but we're like so early into the season, and also like it's a first season, so like I have to remember that. Running Point, like that has 2 seasons. That I think is one of her best shows. I think it's like just so well done on an ensemble cast. Yeah, I find the humor really well on all the characters. Whereas like this one, I'm like, that character's not funny. I don't think the writing is really done well for that person. Whereas I think she does better with every single person on Running Point. But then also, God, what was that show on Netflix?
Wait, pause.
Davey?
Just go back to Running Point for a second. I feel like I tried to get into it and it didn't click for me.
Oh my God, I loved it. I think it was a way more, like that one was very much comedy. I think every character had the right amount of attention. They didn't just like write one person off or give them like a shitty script. Oh my God,
I need to try
Running
again.
Point.
Because I feel like I never even finished the first season. But maybe I'll try it again because I forget that's Mindy Kaling. But she did Never Have I Ever on Netflix, which was very good.
I enjoyed that, but I think I loved the arc of that. And so I have to remember that, like,
that's different.
Not suitable for work we're too early in for me to be like, oh, it's not, and Never Have I Ever.
No, I think Davy is one of her best written female characters, which is crazy because like I said, sometimes her female characters really drive me nuts. Like, have you seen the Secret Lives of College Girls or whatever?
I haven't.
Okay.
That show, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was her. It didn't, I actually just recently watched it. It didn't end well just because like Renee Rapp left and I feel like her character really like was a shining star for me. Okay. But yeah, like some of the characters, I was like, she always writes these girls of like, if I'm not having sex with men, what's my point? And I was like, oh, that was a rough one. But I loved the Mindy Project.
I never watched that.
Oh, I loved the Mindy Project. I see where it's problematic because like in it now she did Ozempic, I'm pretty sure. And if anyone wants to tell me otherwise, you can maybe, but you can't convince me fully. But the Mindy Project she started, she wrote, it was so good, but she did like she did bring forth all of her biggest insecurities and make them like not great. Like she openly was like, yeah, I'm a chubby woman, like whatever. And which was like fine, but she would like poke fun at it. And then other characters would like poke fun at it. And it was like, sure, but like other people shouldn't be saying this to you. Like we should not normalize like your coworkers calling you fat. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like there were just some moments.
I see how that could then manifest into bigger insecurities as she's clearly like using her own point of view in her life as inspiration. But it's not like it's a bonding experience for her and like another character. It's like to make fun of her from other people's point of view, which that's tough.
But like I did love the Mindy Project. I think it's like very funny and like the cast is incredible. But what's interesting in all her shows is there's always an Indian girl, obviously. And this Indian girl always like falls in love with kind of like the short white man. Not to say short, but it's clearly based off of BJ Novak. Because I've read all her books,
or at least like her type, because like her type is BJ, but also
I think it's BJ
Novak.
Novak.
That's probably consistent type.
I've read her books, and she is in love with this man.
Absolutely,
she is like really into him, and he will not date her. Which also we could talk about the Summer House issue of like white men not dating women of color, and like
it's also interesting that she basically is like playing it out in all these different versions. It's like giving her different layers to her life and like how it could play out differently, which is on the Mindy Project. Because there is an Indian woman in this, but a white guy is pursuing her and then a black guy is pursuing her. So this is a
she'll end up with the white guy, I think. But like it's also funny because her and BJ are in the same line of work, and then like in the Mindy Project, her and the love interest are in the same line of work, and in Never Have I Ever, both Davy and the white, what's his name, Ben. They're both very smart topics. Like they're basically the same.
They're doing like Model UN. Actually, they had divided the school into 50% of what they could each have, but then they had to overlap with like Model UN and different things.
In Secret Life of College Girls, the white guy that the Indian girl gets with is like, they're both comedy writers. Like it is insane. I love her writing, which I think is like why I will never give up on her. But man, if I was BJ Novak, dude, she's in love with you. You might as well, you know?
Wait, question for you then.
Sure.
Do you believe the rumor that BJ is the father of her kids?
Yes, this is one of my favorite conspiracy theories, yes. But I don't think they had sex. I think that he gave her his sperm.
I agree with that at minimum. I think they are her kid's biological father. However, I don't think he is a father to them. I think he's probably more of an uncle.
I don't think he wants to be a father / a parent with Mindy. I think he just did his friend a solid, and this will never be publicly confirmed because he does not want responsibility for those children. He wants to date other women, and he doesn't want those women to know he is a father or like there are children with his DNA out there.
Yeah.
Yep. That is a conspiracy theory numero uno that I will spread. That and Leah Michelle can't read. Those are my two.
Those are good ones. But yeah, I think you're going to really like it. It is slow and I had to rewatch it because this is not one that I could sit and do other things with because there's so many characters that you don't know. But
okay,
I like it, and I'm excited for this second drop.
Okay, I love it, and I'll give Running Point another spot since I'm deep in Mindy Kaling's dissertography.
Yeah, if you don't love it, I get that. I think she gave enough attention to every character that she doesn't always do. Like a lot of the ones in like Never Have I Ever kind of annoyed me, or they weren't really flushed out. Whereas I feel like in Running Point, they gave like humorous lines to every single person, and like every person got a moment to shine.
Okay.
Especially in season 2, because like Allie, the assistant, gets her moment more in season 2.
I don't even think I made it to season 2. I don't even think I finished 1, but I'll try again. I will. I've been bad, but I'll try again.
Well, you don't have to. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
I know. I don't remember it, but I do love Mindy Kaling, so I feel like.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What are you watching?
Oh my God, I'm not watching a lot, surprisingly. There's a lot of shit on, and I'm very overwhelmed.
Like we can't fully talk about here, like Summer House, obviously, we cover dedicated. Love Island is on, and I know we're both watching it, but we do dedicated episode at the end of the season for that.
I guess, like, we could kind of talk about Love Island of, like, what do you think so far?
I'm underwhelmed. I haven't kicked off on... Yeah, I've heard UK is better, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch that, and so I'm more interested. Like, I'm not...
I've heard the opposite online.
Well, yeah, everybody can have their opinion.
No, I've heard the English are like, the US is better.
They are vastly, vastly different. I don't think people realize that if you're not a dual watcher.
I know. They were saying this season, so far, the American version is better.
It's jarring for people if you haven't ever watched UK because they go slower. They don't kiss a lot of people. They're more intentional about their conversations.
I miss that. I miss us not kissing.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, editors, I need you to tone down the sound of the kissing because I thought I was just old and like becoming like an old cat lady without the cats, but I was like, please stop.
Stop zooming in on the lips. I don't have to see tongues touch. That I am okay without that. I will say I tried to vote and it won't let me register.
They had an app issue. They extended voting yesterday through this week through like 3 p.m.
Because I tried to re-register. It told me I tried to register too many times and now I wasn't allowed to vote.
Weird.
I hate the U.S. I'm having a European summer. No. So far, I like the cast. I think they're at least a little interesting. However, these day one couples, we need to blow up. I need them all to break up.
Okay, this is my issue with Love Island in general, because I think both
do it.
They do this. They act, and I get why their feelings get here, but they act like the person they're coupled up with is their husband.
Yeah.
And I understand being protective of your budding relationship and not wanting your partner to go make out with every single person outside of challenge. Totally understand. The main issue I have is when they freak out for their partner having a conversation when a bombshell comes in. You deserve that. Even if you're closed off, I think you should be having a conversation with every single person.
I hate the freak out. But you know what? It's going fine. Love Island is going fine so far.
It's just not appointment TV to me where I feel the need to turn it on, but I usually need a week and a half to feel this desire that I'm going to miss out on something.
Yeah. Let's shake it up already. I know, like,
we're going to get that with this vote.
That, like, the vote's going to help, but I think have them all get to know their current couple and then have America repost all of them in different couples. Just it doesn't matter.
Do you think this would be interesting one year is if they didn't couple up the first week-ish. And so they just got to know each other. It's kind of like Casa Amor. You can sleep in any bed you want. Like, you can kind of mix and mingle, but we're not, beholden to someone. And so it forces you to really get to know all these other people. And then there is either a recoupling, whether America does it or they do it kind of towards the end of the week, once maybe 1 or 2 drops of bombshells have even come in.
I think I'm good with that. Or the UK sometimes does this. And at first I didn't like this, but now thinking about it, I kind of do, where America, the UK has done it where before these people go in, they pair them up. So then Maya Jama has to be like, hey, you guys don't get to pick. Like the UK already did. Because then it's like, okay, this isn't my type, but I have to get to know them. And then I feel like they're more open to like switching around.
I agree. Like to graft and to really like start those convos with like 3 different people. Because then once a bombshell does come in that environment is like, I need to secure my spot. I totally understand the drive to do that. But also I want a lasting connection so somebody doesn't pick me just for 1 week.
No, if I'm in the villa, that first day is speed dating day. We each get 30 minutes with each person and we get to go around the villa. We are absolutely speed dating.
That makes me think about, this is one of my biggest things I need Love Island to bring back. They used to do those breakfast dates where they would sit at those tables and they would chit chat a little more and you were forced to sit with your couple. And I loved that because I think it forced the people who maybe were in a friendship couple to develop some type of connection, even if it's just a friendship connection, but like having that solo one-on-one time where everybody is doing it. I really enjoyed that.
I like that, and I also like when bombshells come in and get to pick like the starter, the main, and the dessert.
The dessert.
It forces like then the rest of the house has to have this one-on-one time, and it's not just like, can I pull you for a chat? It's like you're stuck there eating with that person.
Yep.
And everyone has to watch, and I find that also very interesting.
And they get the privacy of the other islanders who weren't picked, like up on the balcony, where yes, they're watching it, but like the person who's already in the couple has to sit down and have a conversation, and they don't have to be flirty, obviously, but it takes the weirdness out of it for the bombshell 100%. Of like, can I pull you? And then the person who has to be like, no, sorry, I have a psycho partner who will yell at me if I talk to you now.
No, literally, because then they're like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I got picked. Yeah, I need us to all switch up. We should. Let me tell you, producers, day 1 speed dating event. That's what I want.
I like it.
Speed dating. You have to date everyone for 30 minutes. I don't care.
It doesn't have to be them kissing. That's not the goal for me. It's for them to actually build a connection.
You're not allowed to kiss in speed dating. That is my rule. No, I hate also the bombshells are coming in and everyone's like, can I kiss you? I'd be like, I would be, what's her name? Kada? Where I'm like, no. No. I just met you. Keep your tongue to yourself.
We're making out Love Island in the U.S. and making out with tongue. This is a Gen Z thing I figured out because I've asked some of my friends and they were like, I don't think I've ever pecked a person. I was like, never? Never?
They don't like at all? They don't peck?
Immediate tongue.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's kind of crazy when you watch these versions of Love Island. I don't know. They really go in with just tongue. You can like kiss without tongue and go into
then
it.
Slip it in.
Yeah. You know, in romance novels, they say like we're kissing and then I felt his tongue like ask to be entered into my mouth or whatever, like press against my lips. You don't kiss with an open mouth. That's the
Alicia,
tongue is out. Gabriel went in with the tongue out.
Like literally.
Here I come. Like it is
Do not lead with your tongue.
Oh, the way yuck. People don't peck anymore. I love a good peck. I love a good watch.
I'm like, how are you kissing in public?
How do you say goodbye at like the train station or some shit? No, that's how you say goodbye. You do a peck.
We start and end with a peck.
Your parents are there and you're saying goodbye to your significant other. High five, baby, but we're pecking if we have to kiss. I don't know what the kids
are doing these days, but like bring back pecking.
Literally bring back pecking. That's why I keep saying they need to have like a normies like 30 plus season where it's like people who aren't that hot but like are looking for love and are like psychotically okay, and we just like walk in and we're like, hey.
The thing is a lot of people are talking about the last few seasons, but especially as we move forward, this is Gen Z who like graduated high school during COVID, like they didn't get primetime college years, like they don't know the vibes that we know. They don't know how to like make out in clubs or approach someone or like,
you know what? They also don't know how to talk to people because these chats I'm witnessing are so terrible. They immediately go into, I want to try handcuffs. And I'm like, you don't even know my middle name. What are you talking about? Handcuffs?
You don't even know like what my hobbies are, anything about me.
No one has asked about hobbies. I think we've heard 2 conversations about family members. It's mostly just like, like, oh yeah, I'm looking for someone who can be my best friend, and the other person's like, me too, and then I'm like, but you're not learning anything.
Okay, they go 0 to 100, like, because the handcuffs thing is 100. But similar, like when they talk about family, then God, what's the girl who's like always like
Kenzie?
The blonde girl, Kenzie. Yes, Kenzie. This last episode was that I saw. She was talking to the new bombshell, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you're a big family guy," and he's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "How many kids do you want?" Why are you just met this man? Why are we talking about how many kids?
Also, like I respect you guys talk about like what you want from each other, but also like I don't really give a shit what you want unless I know we're a connection. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, let's talk about what you want, but like, do you have siblings? Do you want kids? But we work that way up. First, tell me, like, what do you do for fun? What do you like living in? Like, what's your favorite thing about Miami?
Who are you as a person? Why are we talking about what our life would look like as a couple? Yeah. We're on
Do you
Love
go
Island.
Out? Do you eat? Are you vegan? Like, why aren't we talking a little bit? And just the way they flow. Like, even when, what's her name? Anaya and Sincere were friendly talking. Anaya's like, oh my God, Casey is doing this, this, and that. And he's so excited for bombshells. And Sincere's like, Melanie does the same thing. And then Anaya would be like, and Casey does that. And I was like, they're not actually like listening to each other. They're just like stating their own shit.
That they like don't know the art of a conversation and how to flow and like to build off of each other, and I'm like concerned for generations below us.
That was so stupid. Anyway, so we're watching Love Island. Do you want to do a quick Bravo roundup? Are you up to date on things?
I'm not, but run through it. I'm happy to chat.
Okay, I've been trying to keep up. Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I just caught up today.
What was the last episode? I might be close to caught up.
Joellen had her fight with Liz, and then it's kind of like the aftermath where like they tell Rula at her party that
I haven't seen this episode. Okay, tell me what happened. I saw whatever Rosie's husband's event was. I saw that. And then the to be continued, and I haven't seen anything after.
Okay, yes. Can we first talk about the Liz and Joellen fight that like was so random that stemmed from Alicia being homeless?
Fight though too. Like, why are we fighting?
I love Joellen. Like, I like Joellen a lot. I am team Joellen on this one. First of all, Alicia, you weren't homeless. You weren't living on the street. But I get where, like, you lost your home and you were displaced and had to go live.
I can see Alicia's feelings and how she was really sad, and how Liz should have just, like, how Liz should apologize and just say, I'm sorry I wasn't listening to how you were feeling. I was correcting you on the specifics of what homeless means.
Yeah, like, she could say, like, my home was taken from me, because that's true.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I would be heartbroken if I was a kid and my dad took my house and I had to go live with my grandparents. Like, that would have done a number on me. I get it. If you want to classify that as homeless, I really like Alicia. I think she's like a one-liner queen. She's so interesting.
How like she's kooky about things. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to argue with you about what homeless means, because, like, you are so sad about this.
She's so, dude, she has dolls in her home, okay? Like, let her just say whatever the fuck she wants. But Liz had to be like, you are not homeless, and I'm doing this to protect your family, which was crazy. And I get Joellen being like, let's just not argue. And she was trying to de-escalate. But Liz kept going at her with different shit, whereas Alicia was like, I'm homeless. Like, Alicia had one thing to say, and it was that she was homeless. And Joellen wasn't going to argue with that. So she was like, Liz, stop yelling. Liz at this fucking Frank Sinatra singer.
This is where I don't understand Liz. I'm like, you kept digging in for what reason?
Because Joellen was like, are you okay? And Liz is like, am I okay? And I was like, you're such a child, bro. Calm down. Or like, Joellen would be like, I'm worried about you. And she'd be like, oh, are you? It's like, Jesus.
And then Joelle's sitting there like being like, what's happening?
Why are you mad at me? And then they go outside and they have that fight where basically Liz is like, not making sense because Joellen's like, why are you mad at me? But my favorite was when Liz said, get out of my face, and Joellen did not move an inch. She said,
Nope.
Why?
She didn't even bat an eyelash. That girl has seen worse things than that moment.
What are you going to do? And then Liz goes in and Joellen charges after her. And then they re-sit down at Frank Sinatra. This was so funny.
Front row at Frank Sinatra impersonator. And it's like, this is the moment.
Oh my God. And then they're still arguing. Liz will not let it go.
No.
Liz does put her hands on Joellen and does kick her chair.
And
it all happened.
Tug on her hair.
Yeah, it all happened. But imagine being this Frank Sinatra impersonator and seeing these two women
Rosie's
literally.
Husband. It's even weirder because it's like her
husband. I know. Oh, it was so good.
My
and
favorite thing is when every housewife plans a party or does something, and the husband is like, "Let's not fight. Like, this is a really important event to me." And it's like, "Honey, if the cameras are there, there's 90% chance there's going to be a fight. Come on."
Also, the only other husband that did that recently was Jared. I don't give a fuck. Everyone argue inside Audrey's. I don't care.
Jared, that will actually boost your traffic because people want to go to iconic locations.
Okay, so what happened then after was, did you see Liz and Joellen met up and they got nothing done?
No.
Okay, so Liz and Joellen meet up to talk. First, Liz calls Alicia and Alicia doesn't answer, right? But Alicia tells her family, she's like, you'll never guess what Liz said. She said we weren't homeless. And Alicia's whole family is like,
okay,
we were homeless. Yeah, Alicia's mom was like, actually, we were homeless.
And I was like, okay.
Okay, so then Liz and Joellen go out to eat. And it is so awkward. Joellen had called Liz and asked her and was basically like, why are you mad at me? Like, I really, like, you are one of my best friends. And Liz is like, stop calling us best friends. We're not even friends. Like, I don't like you, you freak. Yeah. Because Joellen was like, also, you put your hands on me. And Liz is like, oh, did I? Please, Joelle. Like, Liz is
This
so
is the attitude I don't
end.
like from Liz. She thinks she's above it because of her age and like this hierarchy within this group. And yes, I usually understand it when we have years-long housewives and like somebody's been on it for 10 years and a newbie comes in, like, show some respect. I own this house. But Liz, who the fuck do you think you are?
You're not Dolores, girl. Just because you look like her doesn't mean you aren't her.
Doesn't mean the status transfers.
But yeah, so basically Liz ended up leaving Joellen there and Joellen was like, what the fuck? But Liz like was so rude the whole time. And then, so Rula's throwing an Arabian Nights party and everyone's gonna go even though Rula still doesn't know about this video with her husband and everything.
I kind of forgot about the video because we have not addressed it in weeks.
Yeah, the only person not invited is Joellen, which Liz is like, fuck that bitch. And then Rula's like, yeah, I'm happy Joellen's like everyone's enemy. But then at the Arabian Nights party, right? I think I'm so sorry. Kelsey and Rosie look so identical to me sometimes. If they're in costume, I cannot tell you. But I think it was Kelsey and Alicia end up talking to Rula and Kelsey's like, there's a video. I didn't know if like we should bring it up here, but like we all know about it and we're all talking about it. So I thought we should let you know there's a video. And Rula's like, yeah, I haven't seen a video. And she goes, well, it's your husband kissing another girl and the timestamp is there and it's right before the polo match. Do you want to see it? And Rula's like, no. And then someone else comes over and is like, should we take a shot? And so they take a shot. And Rula's like, what the fuck? And Kelsey's like, I'm glad we told her. And Alicia's like, sure.
Oh my God.
But then Liz and Kelsey have a conversation and Liz is basically like, I didn't do anything wrong to Joellen. She sucks. But now they're all going to this Rhode Island to get away for the weekend. And Liz and Joellen are going to come face to face. And there's more stuff about Rula's husband coming out and the videos talked about. And Joellen says she asked me to bring her proof and I have proof. And then Brian, that's the husband, it says in the next time on. So Brian gets arrested for stalking Rula.
Yeah.
What? So he
had a tracking device on her car, which I find crazy that he ends up getting arrested for that. I knew that before the season started about him, but what I find weird is a few weeks ago in the show time frame, Rula talks about tracking her husband, and that's how she knows he can't cheat on her. So I'm like, if you guys are both actively tracking each other, also, like, isn't that a consensual thing?
If you have Find My Friends, you're always tracking people.
Well, he put one on her car, and I don't think she knew about it. But, like,
I don't think he should do
about
that.
tracking him, so I'm curious how that's going to play.
Interesting, though. Yeah, it'll be so fun because we're all ideally trapped on an island together.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to catch up to be able to watch this Sunday.
Oh, I need your thoughts on the Joelle and Liz of it all because I literally was like, Liz is on drugs if she thinks that people are going to agree with her on this shit.
I mean, I can only imagine because we disliked her attitude whenever they were at that Rhode Island mansion about the young
flirting
boys.
with
like, she was so weird about that. So I can't imagine something where she is actively a participant really in it and thinks someone is beneath her too. Like, oof. That's God, I just love Joelle, and she is a great housewife because she's confrontational. She stands her ground. She brings dirt on people, which you kind of need to do as a housewife, but she doesn't do it for no reason. It's like her name got dragged through the mud, and she said, "Bet I'll prove it to you. I'm not lying."
Yeah, we say if you have something to say, drop the receipts, and she's like, "I'll do you one better. I'll get you a video that's time stamped, baby." Oh, but she's just like fun, like. Her home life is also interesting because her husband and her sister are like maybe fucking, you know, like that's interesting. Her relationship with her mother is like quite interesting. Like Joellen has it all, dude.
You're so right because she's a badass who has a good job too. So like that's just fascinating. We don't have to see that, but just to know that's who she is at a base level, great. We get to see her family. That's something we miss out on a lot of housewives lately is we don't really get to see their home life. And like you said, her home life is so interesting with the sister that wants to fuck her husband. Her mom, is like a traumatic experience. Not that I need every housewife to have some traumatic experience, but like you being open and sharing something that you've gone through that I haven't gone through, but into such detail where I get to truly empathize with you is huge. And then like having beef with the girls and trying to resolve it. Because I don't think Joellen has beef while trying not like to stay in it and like hold a grudge.
Yeah, Joellen's the breakout star in and Alicia. Because Alicia just is so kooky,
has the sound bites because you do also need someone to have a sound bite or two. Because there's one going around of Alicia saying something about like summer, and I've seen so many
bitches
people.
Bitches love summer. Bitches love summer. Yeah, she's great. She's just funny. Yeah. And she ran someone over with her car. Like, that is so funny. Anyway, so Rhode Island's still great. Did you catch up the reunion on Southern Hospitality?
I did part 1. I haven't seen part 2 this week.
Oh,
did you finish it?
Can I just say, yeah. You know, Maddie Reese, I love you during the season, and then we get to the reunion, and I fucking hate you, dude. What are we doing? Basically,
wait, what is she doing that pisses you off?
Okay, we all know my big 3 is small black business. Okay,
yes.
It's Mia, it's Brad, and it's TJ. That's my big 3. I think they just handle the reunion drama so well. These 3 are so composed. Add in Molly, too. So composed, so unbothered, dude. Like, they are like, whatever. Right? So, there's lots of drama. First of all, before I get to Maddie Reese, let's talk about Lake. Lake needs to catch Mia in some bullshit. She is pulling at everything. And Mia's sitting here like, I'm not denying anything. Like, what are you doing? So Mia's like, oh, you cheated on your boyfriend. And Mia's like, no, I didn't. And like, is like, yeah, you fucked my friend. He will
saw
remain
this on TikTok.
Yeah, she was like, my source wants to remain nameless. And Mia's like, okay, so already like we don't have receipts. And Lake is like, but, like, you cheated on your boyfriend. And Mia's like, no, I met him after me and my boyfriend broke up. And, yeah, I did fuck him then.
Did you see that the person commented on Bravo's post, the clip of it, and said, Lake is lying. This happened in September 2025, not in June/July or May, June, whatever Lake was saying.
Like Mia was telling the truth.
Like, yes, she fucked that man. Yeah. But it was after her and, God, I forget that white man's name, like, broke up.
Lake is such a loser, dude. So she was like trying to do this whole gotcha thing. Yeah, didn't work. And then she also brought up like, or Michaels was really on one too, because he was like, Mia, you fucked Wes. And Mia was like, yeah, I did. And we just didn't have a romantic connection. And then Lake like must have not been listening because she's like, oh, didn't you fuck Wes? And like 3 minutes later, Mia's like, yeah, I already said to that. And Mia goes, or not Mia, Lake was, or oh my God, Michaels looked at Lake and was like, she admitted to that. And Mia's like, admitted to what? Like, I'm not, we're being accused.
That was pretty public knowledge. That wasn't some big like,
no.
Like, and Wes sucks for sure, but that doesn't mean every girl he banged sucks because of him. Like, that's just not fair.
They needed a gotcha moment because then Lake and Michaels were talking about how, like, Mia fucked Wes and said that, like the dick was so good, Sally needs to fuck him or whatever. And Mia's like, I don't remember. I didn't say that. And Leva was like, oh, I was there when you said that. And then Mia literally goes, oh, oops. Like, she was like, okay, then I said it. Like, what? And everyone's like, oh, gotcha. And Mia's like, okay, so then I did tell Sally. It wasn't even like she was like, oh, the dick was bad. And then she was caught. She literally just was like, I don't think I said that. And then Leva's like, no, you did. And Mia's like, okay, then I did tell Sally to do that. Yeah. And the other thing Lake did was there was something where Andy was like, okay, the drama between Mia and Lake at emo night, which I will say they got in a fight about like Mia going up to Lake's ex about something. And Mia was like, I already apologized to Lake. And Lake's like, no, you didn't. And Mia goes, roll the clip from emo night. Mia did apologize. Like, I got a big gotcha moment there. But then Andy's like, do you guys regret anything about, like, that conversation or that fight? And Lake was like, yeah, I regret not slapping you. And everyone goes, oh, got her. And Mia goes, well, you're pathetic. Like, and then Bradley's like, you're just being mean now. Like, what is this?
Well, you're trying to, like, be some, like, oh, I'm so big and tough moment when, like... Yeah. You're mad you didn't slap her at emo night? Like, what would that have done? That's not like that's assault, and actually, like, you probably would have been kicked off the show, or like that actually would have been so harmful for her as a Black woman too, because of stereotypes that, like, why is that the thing that you wish you would have done?
Yeah, so Mia's like, did you practice saying that? Like, what is your issue? But Michaels and Maddie Reese are like, fucking got her. She's a bitch and a liar. Like,
dude, Maddie pisses me off when it comes to the group and how she maneuvers within the group. I love Maddie as a singular person, her storyline, her sobriety, her DJ career. Dislike her everywhere else. I think she's always on the wrong side.
That she's always, and then like the Emmy stuff got brought up, and basically Emmy cried and apologized and like whatever, and Brad was basically like, thanks, but like I don't have to forgive you, and like you did a lot of damage and I'm not going to forgive you, but I appreciate you like doing work, but I think it's all performative, like whatever.
It absolutely is performative, because she was literally doing TikToks about how she was being ganged up upon.
Yeah.
And when the season started, she only is apologizing because of the negative backlash from the audience.
And of course that causes drama because like Lake and Michaels are on Emmy's side, and like Maddie has Emmy's back, and the rest of them are like, we don't actually have to be fucking friends with you. Like, no. What is this? And then Leva really pisses me off because you could tell she has favorites, right? She likes Michael, she likes Emmy, she likes Maddie, she likes Lake, right? So she's like, Mia, Brad, TJ, you guys like, and Molly, you guys just like, you know, like are able to handle your emotions with like logic, but like everyone else is like emotional. So like the way you react is like, it hurts them because they feel emotion. I was like,
because I've learned how to control and manage my emotions. I have to
be
give
nice.
A pass to people who can't have meltdowns as adults. Are you kidding me?
And then Leva at one of the breaks went up to Brad and was like, I'm so sorry about the Emmy stuff. Like, that is so terrible. And I was like, then punish Emmy for what she did.
Also, don't say it in private. That's crazy to me. And I still to this day, because I made a whole video about it on our TikTok, still think that Leva needs to put out an entire fucking statement. I don't care if you don't want to fire her, whatever. But the fact that you didn't know any of this was happening during filming tells me that you want separation between your employees and their responsibilities. But you yelled at them for shaking ass on a boat season 1. And you're not going to be upset about what they're doing around town when they're being racist?
No, literally. And then we bring up the whole, like, Maddie Reese doesn't want to marry Joe or whatever. And Molly basically was like, yeah, when Maddie talked to me, she said at that time she did not want to marry Joe. She was like, that's
which is like valid. That doesn't mean it's forever.
Well, Maddie was like, you were implying that that's forever. And Joe's like, I don't even think she said that. And I was like, But Molly basically, again, is like, what are you mad about? And then Maddie's like, and Mia's a liar. You and Mia and Molly, you guys are all liars. And everyone's like, Mia
because she is so confident in who she is.
So good, dude. She's so good, dude. Like, the way Brad, Mia, TJ, and Molly just basically were like, fuck all of you. We don't really care what you think of us. And Justin did that too, because Justin was taking heat from Lake. Lake pulled out an iPad and was like, I have the text from Jordan. And it was basically like Jordan was saying something to Justin about how like she's insecure about where her and Justin are. And Justin was like, I plan my days around you. And Lake's like, see, Jordan was bamboozled to think this was a relationship. And Justin's like, it was a situationship.
Of course, and I don't know what I say on when I can get fucked.
No, and literally Leva at one point was like, why do you care so much? And Lake's like, because he's gaslighting me. And they're like, that's not gaslighting.
That's not.
Mia is literally sitting there going,
your take is crazy.
You being wrong isn't gaslighting. Like, it was so stupid. Anyway.
Okay. In part 1, though, since I did watch that, something that did piss me off and I need to talk about it is when Emmy gets a question from Andy about Will and like Will being at BravoCon and all of this stuff, and they have this whole conversation. Yeah, he's my fiance, he's supporting me, which she actually, I agree with her on that, is like everybody else's partners can come, why can't mine? Fine, bring Will to BravoCon. Fine. I don't care. The next thing that gets talked about is, did Will cheat? And like somebody looking up or getting more information on Will cheat, she's like, not on this show. We can't talk about him. And I'm like, babe, you just spent 10 minutes talking about him and how he's going to be in this space and he's your partner and he's allowed to be there because he's your partner. That still applies then for us in commenting.
Oh, Meredith, I hate to do that to you. The exact same thing happens in part 2 where they talk about getting married and then the cheating thing comes up and she goes, Will wants to be removed from this show. And I'm like,
then she has to stop talking about him first. Like, you have to hold the bar, and then I think other people may follow along eventually, but you can't talk about him as much as you want and only put the good out there without us putting our opinions out there, too.
Sure. Yeah, she does the same thing again. You're going to get round 2 of that.
I need her to leave the fucking show, because if you are on a TV show, anybody who is connected to you ends up being kind of up for grabs because you associate with those people. So your actions are what we talk about and your life is what we talk about. So your partner potentially cheating on you is up for grabs. Will graduating from law school, we don't need to talk about that. Like, I get it. Will's actual life that only has to do with him doesn't need to be a topic of conversation. Like, I will defend him on that. However, where you guys are linked, your future marriage, your engagement, your relationship, you're part of that. So we get to talk about it.
So yeah, it was so fun. My small black business, my big 3, I'm planning on making video about talking about how much I love them. My pointless crash outs aren't doing too well on TikTok, but that's fine. I'm going to talk about how much I love my small black business.
It's funny because I would not have expected to be this obsessed with them. I always liked them as cast members. This obsessed with them, given how last reunion went, because I was very disappointed in TJ and Brad specifically about the takedown of Maddie's relationship. I find that to be very cruel and very jarring that she found out like 4 hours before. That part's on Emmy, the like timing, but like what a secret to keep, and like that is crazy.
Yeah,
but I
look at them
really
now.
Know that they made a mistake, and then you're in too deep, and what's the point? They already broke up. Maddie's moved on.
Yeah,
like let's just move on type of mentality. And I think that they've made up for it. They're trying to be honest and truthful and fun, and they're doing that.
Yeah, and they are honestly the 3 that know themselves best. Like, TJ is comfortable in who he is. Mia's comfortable in who she is. Brad is comfortable in who he is. And the thing is, like, they are all in minority groups, right? Whether it be
that's true.
The color of their skin or their sexuality, and they have come to terms with that. And I think that really pisses off the straight whites of the group that are like, how come they're okay with they should be the ones, you know, whatever. Because Charleston's
and even
also
like to a degree, because she's younger. I don't think she's secure in who she is because of her age.
And Michael's, they're both so young. Yeah, and watching those 2 fight, that's ridiculous. And like, I don't think, honestly, I've seen a reunion in a long time where, like, there are that many people that unbothered, where people yell at you and you're like, whatever. Like, not even to the point of Amanda and West, because they were drugged unbothered. This is like you're yelling at me, I'm going to laugh in your face because this is so stupid and you can't catch me in anything because I actually don't care about what you think.
That's it. It's like you're unbothered on somebody else's opinion, not because of somebody is destroyed emotionally.
No,
like genuinely, I think if Lake was really upset by something, Mia would care and like tap in. But she's like, your takes are bad. You have bad opinions. I don't think you're interesting. I think you're super immature. And so like, why do I care what you have to say?
Lake was like over her seat, like yelling, and Mia is sitting there and she's like, what are you yelling about? She literally was like, stop hooting and hollering at me. Like, it was so funny. And I love an unbothered queen. I love an unbothered queen. Like, and that's what makes them fun. We saw it in Mexico.
Absolutely.
That was the group that was on fun. There was no drama because they did not care about you. If you want to have a bad time, that's on you.
They're not unbothered to the point where they're like checked out and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Did they address TJ and that guy and like where the relationship went or what's going on?
No, but wasn't that guy on The Bachelor? Or some shit?
Yes, I saw that on Katie Ricchio's TikTok.
Yes.
That guy, God, it was, who, her last name is Tran. I don't know her first name. Jen Tran. When she was the Bachelorette, that was her ex-boyfriend. He flew to Australia late in the season and, like, professed his love to her and, like, wanted to be with her.
My
and she was like,
God. No. Her ex?
Yeah.
Tran ex Southern Charm. Oh my God, because I saw his Instagram and it honestly, I can't remember this guy's name, but honestly, it looked like he was still hanging out with the Southern Hospitality cast.
I've like heard rumblings that maybe they're still together, but nothing of like definitive proof. And you know me, I'm not one to jump on rumors off of like very little concrete evidence for me that I just don't know. And I also haven't dug into it to decide for myself if the rumor's true, that I didn't know if he confirmed it. But
Grant Ellis? No.
I just find that fascinating that he professed his love on The Bachelorette. And like, we didn't address that, granted he's not a cast member, but I'm like, whoa.
No, I think
what a time for the people who did know you in his coming out story, because we did get that part on Southern Hospitality of Joe Bradley saying like, oh, he's recently come out and like, amazing, live your true self, obsessed with it. But I want to know because like him and TJ were cute together. And
no, they were so cute. Also, just a quick thing that was hit, Justin and Charlie's relationship was talked about. And Blake again tried to be like, you were cheating on Jordan with Charlie or like whatever. And it was cleared up like Charlie was not talking to Craig at this time. So it was post the filming of Southern Charm. Okay. Charlie and Sally went into Republic, said, who's that hot guy? And literally Justin went over to Leva that night and was like, I'm going on a date with Charlie tomorrow. And not to give it away, but Justin said Charlie's the love of his life.
Okay, that is giving me love bomb
a little
vibes, but we'll see, I guess, my guy.
We also haven't seen their relationship really, so I don't know. But I would love if Justin was like the friend of on the new season of Southern Charm and really pissed off Craig.
I was about to say, I'm in it for pissing off Craig.
Justin's younger and taller and hotter, so like I'm in for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was a lot of fun. You should watch it. And if anything, just know Small Black Business comes out on top.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm not listening to anything. I should, but I'm not. I don't even have time to keep up.
I'm
on my
not really
watching
either, outside of my audiobook with Dorit that I want to be done soon.
Okay, R.I.P. No listening this week. Well, thank you for listening to our episode. I think our next episode is going to be something
yes. That's
special.
Actually a really good note is we're going to do In the City on our schedule that we'd already said. So the 15th or the 19th will be In the City, and that technically should be the Summer House bonus episode. So we're going to push that to Sunday also and skip also that week.
A special also episode is going to be the Summer House bonus episode, which will be so fun.
And then we'll be back with also in 2 weeks.
Yes. Okay, well, with that, do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. Love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.